Hi, this is Tim Cool. Have you ever heard the adage that the pen is mightier than the sword? Well, in the time that was actually written, medieval times, you basically could either have negotiations with people by writing letters, putting words down on parchment, or you could pull out your sword and duel, and you could fight. And the idea was that the pen was mightier than the sword because you could actually get to resolution that both parties might win at. Well, today we don't use swords very often, and I would probably suggest that the pen is not mightier than the keyboard. While some might argue that it's the same thing, it's just using a different technology, i.e. ink or pencil and graphite on paper versus something that you're typing out and using electronically. I would contend that between the age of your smartphone, your computers, cloud-based technology, that we no longer are going to benefit from a write it down, put it on a piece of paper, put it on a Post-it note. Well, we have found that most churches that are still trying to do things with paper and pencil when it comes to facility scheduling, facility maintenance, facility management, facility stewardship, they're being more effective when they can use a software program to do it. Now that may sound self-serving coming from a company that specializes in facility management and facility stewardship software. But let me give you a prime example. If you have things on Post-it notes, how's the Post-it note going to remind you that that's due in 2 days? If you're not putting down the details of when something was completed, how will you know that it was completed so that someone else coming in behind you could check on it? And then there's the dreaded hit by a truck scenario. Heaven forbid that someone on your team would get hit by a truck. But if they did, all the knowledge that they have, all of the years of experience, it would be gone in an instant. The same thing applies if someone decides to retire or leave your employment. All of that data is gone. So we would contend that churches are better off to abandon the pen. Even though at one time he was mightier than the sword, today we would say abandon the pen, abandon the pencil, move to something that is electronic and digital, and something that actually can be smart. Some people will contend, well, we'll just use Excel or Outlook or Google Calendars. And if your facility is small and you can do that without a lot of need for reminders, for tracking details, for tracking historical data, for setting up electronic notifications for your preventive maintenance, you might be okay with that. But most churches will never, ever get to a point where they can get by with just that. Think about this, and I'll leave you with this thought. How many of your churches are still using an abacus to do all of your accounting? We have moved on. There are technological options that are so much better. So it's time to move into the 21st century and think about how you can be more effective and efficient by utilizing technology.